pieces of equipment developed by an electronics engineer by the name of Bill Chappell. Owns a company called Digital Dowsing, and these are some of the products that he's developed for the paranormal researchers out there.
Real quick, Jason, did you just get Bible over there?
No.
Now we've had some interesting activity occur in this room. We did the Halloween Horror Event 1, Halloween Horror 1, a year ago. And I think it was Saturday night. We were in this room. And one of the devices we were working with was called an EM pump, an electromagnetic pump. It's also built by our friend Bill Chappell. And Bill developed this device. Basically, it gives off a man-made electromagnetic field. And the thought process is that if ghosts are an electromagnetic entity, maybe they can draw energy from this device to help them manifest. Or maybe it acts like a beacon, like a lighthouse. Maybe that energy draws them in. And either way, it's the theory is that it might make it easier for spirit to manifest, or increase the manifestations by using a device like this. Of course, everything we work with is experimental. We had the EM pump going, and we also had the obelisk going. And while we had the EM pump on, the obelisk kept saying, ow, 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 over and over and over and over again. And Jason was the one that suggested, he said, is it possible that this EM field is hurting them? And I said, I think I asked, would you like us to turn it off? The response was yes. We did turn it off. It said thanks. So we left it off after that. We haven't brought it back in here. But it was very, very interesting, and the timing, the correlation of when we turned it off and the response that we got was a little uncanny. So.
Yes.
We've
Now
got
can you
that.
ask it questions?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if people want to start asking questions, feel free to go right ahead.
You want to put it in phonetic mode?
Phonetic mode, sure. The obelisk also has, Jason's switching it into what's called its phonetic mode, where normally it runs in dictionary mode, and it has a limited dictionary. I think it's just over 2,000 words. I think it's 2,048 words in its vocabulary. But there is a function on it called phonetic mode, where it just produces the phonemes of human speech, which are the sounds that your mouth is capable of making, how we produce sounds with our mouth, how we form words. And I think there's something like 80 or 90 phonemes in that the human mouth is capable of producing, and out of those sounds, you can say any word in any language, in any any word in any language. So we can put it into phonetic mode, and essentially at that point, the device has an unlimited vocabulary. It will produce its own words based on the phonemes that it picks out of its collection. And I actually enjoy the phonetic mode best because 2,000 words sounds like a sizable vocabulary, but in reality, most people, I think, have a vocabulary of something 20 to 40,000 words. So that's an extremely limited vocabulary that's built into the device. I personally like putting it into phonetic mode. I don't like to restrict or limit what its vocabulary might be. So, and we get some really interesting results when it's in phonetic mode.
It's being awful quiet in phonetic mode tonight.
It is. And we'll be moving to different rooms around the house, around the rectory. We did not investigate this room last night, so we decided to start off in here. But we'll be moving to other rooms around the house. Creepy room, quote unquote, is what it's called, is on the other side of the room. That's where the Ghost Adventures crew picked up the the image of the what they believe was the entity. We've had some very, very disturbing stuff happen in that room as well. This room has been more benign in terms of the activity that we've had, but it's still yielded some pretty good results. And then, of course, other rooms, we might go up to the attic. Definitely the basement. I think we're going to wrap things up later on, early in the morning in the basement, which is where it's believed that the dog fighting took place. And there's also some psychics have come up with some other theories about some other nefarious activities that may have occurred in the basement of this old rectory. So, it's being very quiet, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think now is as good a time as any. Let's go ahead and start some do an EVP session here. Sit on a nice soft floor. So it's important to remember, you know, what you see on TV is, for those of you investigating for the first time, you've got to remember, by virtue of the fact of they have the editing room to their advantage. Activity doesn't always occur on an investigation. It doesn't start happening within. And everything is time compressed for television because they have that luxury. Many times when we're investigating, it takes some time before the activity starts to come about. So, oh, you got your phone over there.
Hey, you want here?
Yeah. You don't mind.
Yeah.
And we've got different stuff, but again, it's everything that we do is hypothetical, really. There are no paranormal experts, really. We're still learning as we go along and trying to make this appear more like an established, organized science, but we're really just you know, throwing everything to the wind right now, throwing it all at the wall and trying to see what sticks, how we get the best results.
You ready for us to turn off the noise matrix?
No, you can leave them on if you want. That's fine. Yeah. That is one of the nice things about them, with the synthetic voice on there. You know, when you're doing an EVP playback, you can always tell what's novelist talking in the background. There's no question about it. We are going to do, we'll do an EVP session here in a moment. Of course, I'm sure everybody's seen the shows. Electronic voice phenomena, standing for, EVP stands for electronic voice phenomena. The voices and sounds that we record on audio devices that aren't audible when we initially make the recording, but only when we play the recording back. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to go ahead and start and do a few recording sessions in here to see what we get. I have a few very simple rules to keep in mind when we're recording. And what we ask is that while we're recording, nobody talk. Try to refrain from moving around, shuffling your feet, moving about, because these sounds can be misconstrued as EVP when we play the recordings back. So if we hear any sounds, we try to tag it during the recording. We'll say, you know, no feet shuffling, no car outside. We're not busting anybody for doing this. We're just tagging these, so when we go to play the recording back, we'll remember that somebody was making a sound at that point, so we don't misconstrue it as EVP. I do ask, my one pet peeve while we're doing an EVP recording is whispering. Please do not whisper. If you need to talk to somebody who's standing next to you, please just speak out loud. That there's no need to keep your voice down. If you speak out loud, we know it's you. There's no question later on when we play it back, well, was that an EVP or was that somebody else. If we can hear your voice, we know it's you. So we don't have to maintain absolute silence during the recording session, but I do ask that you please do not whisper at all costs. So, all right, if everybody's kind of settled in, typically what I do is run an EVP recording for anywhere from about a minute to 3 minutes on average. We'll stop the recording, we'll play it back, and we'll review it and see if we've got any extra voices in the recording that we didn't hear at the time we made it. So let's go ahead and get started here. Go into record mode on this. Okay, this is our first EVP recording session. Our start time is 9:11 p.m. on October 20th, 2012. We are in the back bedroom at Sedamsville Rectory, Cincinnati, Ohio. And I'm going to set the recorder down on the floor here.
Patrick, I just got paranormal.
Okay, paranormal just came on the Ovilus. Good evening. We're back. This is our second investigation this weekend. We were here last night. I'm sure you remember us. We've been here. I've been here a number of times, as has Jason, other members of Dark Forest Paranormal. We didn't investigate this room last night, but we did earlier this year. We've gotten some interesting responses in here in the past, and once again we're inviting you to come forward and communicate with us. Sound downstairs.
The K2 just went off on the bed.
I just got Pat on the Ovilus.
Pat?
Yes.
That's interesting. My name is Pat. Patrick is what I go by, but that's okay. Are you affecting these devices sitting up here on the bed? Okay. Can you approach these devices with the lights on them? If you approach these devices, you can make them light up, just like that.
It just had light on the Ovilus.
I just said light. Okay, this is pretty good start for us, I think. This is what I'm talking about. You get, sometimes it'll mock you or repeat what you're saying, or it'll call out
Vehicles outside.
vehicles outside, drag racing. It'll say poignant things to the investigation that we're conducting, and it looks like Paravolus over there is already started. We're giving you a number of options tonight to communicate with us. Inviting you to come forward and speak with us. I'm going to touch the recorder here. Let's see how long we've been recording. Wow, 3 minutes and 14 seconds already. I'm going to go ahead and stop. And then we will go ahead and review.
This is our second investigation this weekend. We were
remember us. I've been here a number of times, as has Jason. Second investigation this weekend. We were here last night. Sure you remember us. I've been here a number of times, as has Jason. Other members of Dark Force Paranormal.
What was that?
I don't know.
Dark Force Paranormal. This is Jason. Other members of Dark Force Paranormal. We didn't investigate this room last night, but we did earlier this year. Investigate this room last night, but we did earlier this year. We've gotten some interesting responses in here in the past, and once again we're inviting you to come forward and communicate with us. Sound downstairs. The K2 just went over to bed. I just got Pat on the hall. Pat? Yes. That's interesting. My name
There we go.
is Pat. Patrick. Pat? Yes. That's interesting.
Whoa.
My
That's like
name
a
is
sentence.
Okay, can we?
Just got Pat on the hall. Pat? Yes. That's interesting. My name is
Down the
just
stairs?
got Pat on the hall. Pat? Yes. That's interesting. My name is
There's a whole phrase in there.
Can you hold this me?
Yes. That's interesting. My name
think I heard
is
Patrick.
Pat. Pat. Yes. That's interesting. My name is
It says Patrick.
Patrick is what I go by, but that's interesting. My name is Pat. Yes. That's interesting. My name is
Patrick is in there. I
is
can't
what
know what
go
else
by,
to
but
Sounds like go back.
that's okay.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Are you inspecting these devices sitting up here on the bed? Okay. Can you approach
Patrick,
up here
Yeah,
on
it
the bed?
blinked again.
Huh?
The K2 went off
Yeah,
again.
it did. Cool.
Okay. Can you approach these devices?
Sounds like somebody sighed.
Yeah.
Lights on them. Okay. Can you approach these devices?
Does sound like time.
The lights on them. Can you approach these devices?
Mm.
Say
You
no?
can. These devices. The lights on them. If you approach these devices, you can make them light up. Just like that.
Does say do you?
Just have lights on them. If you approach these devices, you can make them light up. Just like that. It just had light on the envelope. It just said light. Okay, this was pretty good start for us, I think.
Two.
Mm-hmm.
This is just like that. It just had light on the envelope. It just said light. Okay, this was pretty good start for us, I think.
There's stuff all in there.
I
This is
know.
what I'm talking
There's somebody in
about.
the closet.
Sometimes they'll
Yes.
walk you over
Okay.
people
Yeah,
say,
just checking. It's okay. It's fine.
Nice. Good one.
They'll say poignant things to the investigation that we're conducting, and it looks like
Oh, no, it just went
I'm
R2.
sorry.
over there has already started.
Yeah.
Lot right there. Do my BS.
Yeah, hang on.
We're giving you a number of options tonight to say poignant things to the investigation that we're conducting, and it looks like Morales over there has already started.
Yeah.
I think it said Hondo.
Morales over there has already started.
Come here.
Come here, Patrick.
Come here's something.
You'll say poignant things to the investigation that we're conducting, and it looks like Morales over there has already started.
Come in?
Come in. Yeah.
We're giving you a number of options tonight.
I'm not doing it.
Inviting you to come forward and speak with us. I'm going to touch the recorder here. Let's see how long we've been recording. Well, 3 minutes and 14 seconds already. I'm going to go ahead and stop.
Well, one thing I'm noticing, the voice that seems to be coming through seems to be female.
Mm-hmm. She needs to back off.
Well, there's been no, we really haven't had
Females here?
female voices coming through an EVP, to the best of my knowledge.
Here?
Here,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's always been angry men.
And them.
Except having Dawn come through last night.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
missed that.
Well, we'll try again.
Could it be a child?
It could be a child.
It's either that or it's the nuns.
Yeah,
The
maybe a
nuns,
nun.
sure.
Yeah.
These are all possibilities.
And it was a convalescent home for a little while, so who knows who was in here as well.
Very good point.
Oh,
Very good point.
Yes, it was a few, I think only a few years, but
Yeah. Yeah, it was that, and it was basically, it sat abandoned, and squatters lived here for a number of years too, so, yeah. There's just no telling who all have come through these
Is that his
doors.
first one?
First EVP session, yeah. Yeah,
Let's do another.
all right. Why don't you lead it?
What was that?
That was a car.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was a
It was a growl, it was a demonic growl, that's it, yeah.
Is this ours or Jason's?
That's Jason's.
Demonic fart.
But 3 for 3.
You had that.
Getting the same quality,
yeah.
All right.
it's only that.
Very impressed. Yep.
Hi there, next EVP section starts.
Otherwise you won't be able to fool them
Next
anymore.
EVP section starts.
Stop.
Hi
Stop.
there, next EVP section.
Yeah,
Shut up.
I tried to clear off the memory card on our problem is our USB thing is busted. I have to transfer them off using Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Really?
Two on the floor.
This is a little weird too.
Hi there, next
What's
EVP
that?
section starts.
What's the word?
Next EVP section starts. 11:52 p.m.
The USB port in here trying to charge the battery, it just doesn't, it only charges halfway and it'll stop.
Really?
Yep.
Weird.
All right, we ready?
We be ready.
Is the time correct on here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody settle into place. Clear your throat, cough, scratch,
Wiggle around.
drop things, pick them up.
Back to your seat.
Go back where you are. Okay. This is EVP session number 2 in the front bedroom at the Sedamsville Rectory.
Back bedroom.
Back bedroom. I think this is the front because you come in that door, but that's fine.
Alright, let's just call it the creepy picture room.
Okay, it's the
owl.
it's the EM pump room.
The owl room.
The owl room. It's the owie room. That was Patrick. Gone like that. 9:24 p.m. on October 20th in Cincinnati, Ohio. We had someone who just, excuse me, came forward and spoke to us. Sounded like a female. Can you please tell us your name? What are you doing here? Were you a nun who lived next door? Were you in the convalescent home? How do you know Patrick? movement. Can you give us some sort of sign that you're with us? I was talking downstairs. We've got a lot of equipment here that you can use to reach out to us. Is there anything you want to tell us? There's some loud air coming in through the window. What can we do to help you?
Can you make a tangible sign to let us know that you are here?
K2 meter lit up.
Yep, right behind you.
Well, that's a good start.
Was that you? Can you do that again for us? I'm just gonna take a wild stab here. Are you our friend Don Shy? If you are, can you make the meter go off, please?
K2 meter, Don.
The K2 meter. Come on, you know how to use it.
You know the routine. 1, 2. Bloop, bloop.
I'm gonna touch the recorder. Alright, we've been going for 3 minutes. We're gonna replay. Thank you if you've left us a message, and we'll be right back.
Right after you said there's loud wind coming in, I thought I heard a whimper
On the,
in the room.
what, are you on the RT?
No, it's my ears.
Oh, with your ears, I'm sorry. Imagine that. How dare you use your own ears?
Okay. You're fine.
This is EVP session number 2 in the front bedroom at the Sedamsville Rectory. The back bedroom, well, I think this is the front because you come in that door, but that's fine. Let's just hold the picture. Okay, it's the EM pump room, the owl room. It's an alley room. That was Patrick going up. 9:24 p.m. on October 20th in Cincinnati, Ohio. We had someone.
Did you say Ohio?
Excuse me. Came. We had someone who just. Excuse me. 20th in Cincinnati, Ohio. We had someone who just. Excuse me. Came forward and spoke to us. Sounded like a female. Can you please tell us your name?
Did it say female?
Sounded like a female. Can you please tell us your name? What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
What is that?
What are you doing? What are you doing here?
What? What do you think you hear?
What are you doing here?
Is it something really bad?
No.
What does it say?
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Are you hearing Don Shy? Listen.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Who just said what?
She said what up.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Don.
For anybody who doesn't know,
What are you doing?
our very good friend Don Shy, who was a paranormal investigator out in California, died of cancer January 26th
Of this year.
of this year. And very close to us. And we think we may have had contact with her back in March at another event, so.
I may have had contact with her last
And
night
may
down
have-
in the basement.
I thought you heard something.
she'd never been here. I mean, she wouldn't necessarily be haunting this, but, you know, if a spirit is free and they're able to transcend time and space, you know, maybe she's coming through to visit.
Here. Were you a nun who lived next door? Were you a nun
It
who
says
lived
no
next
before I
door?
ask the question, do you hear?
Mm-hmm.
Were you a nun who lived next door? Were you in the convalescent home? How do you know Patrick? Movement? Movement? Can you give us some sort of sign that you're with us? Who's talking downstairs? We've got a lot of equipment here that you can use to reach out to us. Is there anything you want to tell us? There's some loud air coming in through the window. There's some loud air coming in through. Is there anything you want to tell us? There's some loud air coming in through the window. What can we do to help you?
What was that?
Is that right between air coming in through the window, what can we do to help you? Is that thing?
Yeah.
I heard that in my ears.
Tangible sign.
Like a dog.
I wanted to see if it was tagged. It's not. Wow.
Oh,
I wonder what's one of the K2 meter lit up.
But you said what you heard
Yeah.
was a whimper, right?
Well, it was over in that corner and from, you know, being
I'm
that.
asking because I heard a whimper
She
too,
heard
I
something.
have not heard it play back.
Oh, no, what I heard was exactly in that spot.
I heard like a child or female whimper.
It sounded like a
Because I
child.
have my headphones in with my recorder, but
Yeah.
I
So you
haven't
heard
heard
it
it
real
play
time?
back on your recorder yet.
Okay, let's listen again.
What can we do to help you?
No. It's like,
Can you make a tangible sign? What can we do to help you?
It sounds like it says go.
Can you make a tangible sign?
I think it's no.
Do it one more
Can
time.
you make a tangible sign?
Does it say no?
Can you make a tangible
Doing good?
sign?
Yeah, there's definitely two other.
Yeah.
Kind of seems like no, don't do it.
No,
Can
doing.
you make a tangible sign to let us know that you're here? Yep, right behind you. Well, that's a good start. Was that you?
So that's when the K2 meter did
Can you
go
do that
off.
again for us?
Did you hear me?
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good start. Was that you? Can you do that again for us?
That may have been you breathing.
I'm just gonna take a wild stab here. Are you our friend on Shy? If you are, can you make the meter go off, please? K2 meter now. The K2 meter. Come on, you know how to use it. You know the routine. 1, 2. I'm gonna touch the recorder. Like we've been going for 3 minutes. We're gonna replay. Thank you if you've left us a message, and we'll be right back.
So, Wendy, was it you who heard the whimper?
Yeah, I
When
was
did
standing
you-
out here and heard a whimper with my headphones in. But because I'm not standing in the doorway, I don't know if it came from the room, so I was gonna wait.
Do
But
you
I
know-
never heard it play back on that.
Do you know between what question it was?
See, I didn't think, I thought it was before she said about the equipment.
Okay, what else do we want to do now?
Hack Shack?
Sure. Okay. This device.
It's got the back on the battery camera.
How the heck did that?
Who started that?
No, not on their
don't know.
recorder.
Nobody even touched that.
It's not even.
It won't stop.
Okay, that's messed up.
Indeed. Okay, there it is. I finally stopped it, but that was weird.
That just started.
It started on its own. Okay. I don't. Do I need that for this? This thing has got a really wicked loud
Okay.
speaker on it. I think we're okay
Okay,
without it.
fair enough.
Yeah. Like, unlike other stuff we like. You know what I mean?
May I record this?
Sure. This is a specially modified radio that sweeps over the AM radio band and just only stays locked in on one station for a fraction of a second. It's only there very quickly and then it moves on. It's probably one of the more controversial pieces of equipment that we work with because, yeah, and for good reason. I mean, the first time I learned about it, I was like, oh yeah, big deal. They're getting voices on the AM radio band. Wow, who knew, right? But what happens is it scans so quickly over the radio frequencies that it doesn't stay on any one frequency
Okay,
long
I just
enough.
saw a big black
I
something.
saw, yeah, it was like a shadow.
No, it was like a big black, like, blanket or...
I just put my blanket on.
Oh, you have?
I was sitting on it.
Okay,
and
I
it
just,
got cold.
again, you mention these things. Okay, never mind. My apologies.
Okay. One of the more controversial pieces of equipment we work with because it does pick up voices on the AM radio band, which is what they're there for. But it doesn't lock in on a single radio frequency long enough to produce more than maybe just a very brief syllable, typically. And we will get whole phrases on occasion from time to time coming out of this device. So one of the more controversial things out there, a lot of investigators love it, a lot of investigators hate it. But just for the sake of experimentation, I think we'll go ahead and we'll test it out, and we'll let you all make your own judgments or declarations about whether you think or not it's valid. The responses that we may pick up on it or mean anything.
Patrick, I think we want to bring up Father Burning in this room.
Yeah.
Father Burning?
Yeah.
Yeah. We think this was his room?
I think up here is where Terry and Tim, when they started bringing him up on the Hack Shack, prayers started coming through.
2 years old.
Okay. Yeah, for those of you that aren't aware, Father Burning is believed to be the, actually it's not believed, it's documented.
It's documented.
It is documented that he was the priest, or perhaps one of the priests, that molested children in this building. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start this device scanning, and we'll see if we get anything.
Do they know if he died in this one?
He didn't die in this room. He was defrocked. Is that what they call it when you're kicked out?
No, they never kicked him out.
He was never.
He was transferred to I think a parish in Florida. He lived to almost his dying day. And when he turned 90, he admitted to the diocese that he said he admitted to having molesting one child
on one day.
On one day, and then but there was 12 or 14 people at least that came forward
And it's believed he may have
He did like a
molested-
deathbed confession.
Yeah.
And it's believed he may have molested up to 150
Yep.
children here, so.
What a great
They,
guy.
these residents of Sedamsville nicknamed him Five Fingers Burning.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
It's just if Wendy and I heard the same thing, it's kind of interesting. It sounds like a child's whimper
Mm,
in
Yeah.
this room.
wow.
I mean, if it was loud enough, I would have thought everybody heard it.
Same here.
Never played back.
Yeah,
That's what I was waiting for.
okay. Well, let's go ahead and start this device scanning and see if we get anything on it. We're attempting to communicate with anyone in the building here. In particular, Father Burning. Father Burning. Is Father Burning here? Where is Father Burning?
The student center.
Where's the student center? Jason?
Yeah.
When we left last night, we drove up the street a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that a school?
Yeah.
Used to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, there was a school back there, and then there was a school right down the road here.
Okay,
So
okay.
there's two abandoned schools on the.
Were they affiliated with the church?
The one behind here eventually became the school for Our Lady of Perpetual Help. So
Okay.
they moved it from the attic over to the school.
Oh, okay. So the school used to be in the attic.
Yeah. I mean, there's rumors that there's an underground tunnel that the nuns and the priests used to be able to go into and go directly into the school.
Wow. Okay. Father Burning. What?
So what?
I said what and then listen.
Is Father Burning here? Father Burning, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself for the heinous crimes you committed, and the lives you shattered, and the innocence you took away. Father Burning, have you come clean?
Are you sorry for what you did?
Is Father Burning here?
I try to know.
Where is he?
Didn't you say son of a bitch?
Yeah, or he's a bitch.
Yeah.
Frightening.
Is Father Burning in hell? Is Father Burning in hell? Give us a sign. Speak with us. Hello? Okay. Nothing really coming through on it right now. Sort of how it works. Sometimes it's on and sometimes it isn't. It scares me one of those times when it isn't. What else do we want to do? Do we want to move to the front bedroom now, or do we want to do another EVP
What
session.
time we start?
We started around 9 o'clock, I think.
Yeah.
What are you getting over there?
I just got hernia. Did you not get hernia?
Yeah, I got hernia earlier.
Yeah, we got.
We had hernia in the basement last night. Hernia.
Somebody's obsessed with
When you
hernias.
were just getting through. Hernia.
We probably could do one more EVP session maybe in here.
Did you want, here you, it's yours.
Yeah, why don't you do
Oh,
How about you?
whenever I do it, I never get anything.
Really?
Never, I never get EVPs, never.
Never ever?
Nope. Really, no EVPs, ever.
Patrick, you want to try my recorder?
Oh, you have the RDR60?
Yeah.
Oh. Yes.
I'm better off if I set a recorder down, walk away,
Yeah.
and then come back and replay it, and I'll usually get something.
Right. What I'm going to work with here, this is considered to be the holy grail of digital voice recorders. It is much sought after by EVP researchers. It's an older device from the late 1990s. I think it was the first or second generation digital voice recorder. And there it is. It's called the Panasonic RRDR60. And an older piece of equipment, long obsolete for most purposes, but those of us that are into paranormal investigation covet this recorder because it has the ability to record just some uncanny EVP, or electronic voice phenomena. It's just amazing some of the stuff that comes through on this. From what I understand, Panasonic did a recall because they were getting so many of these returned to them because people said I was trying to do voice dictation and it's recording additional voices. It's picking up interference off the airwaves, and little did these people know, probably they were actually picking up EVP, making EVP recordings. So the device was recalled, and there's probably only a few hundred of them left in existence in the whole world. They do turn up from time to time on eBay for an exorbitant price because they've been featured on television now. There's one on eBay I think listed for $1,700
No, we're not.
for a digital voice recorder that probably when it was for sale retailed for under $100. So somebody's trying to cash in and make a quick buck. It's unfortunate, but eventually I'm sure they will find somebody with more dollars than cents to purchase it. But very coveted device, very rare, hard to come by these days.
Get on with it.
Well, excuse me.
Oh.
That was me.
Oh. It was the ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, it was me. That was me. Well, I have its cousin. Which one
You
is
have a
it?
cousin too, don't you?
I do. I have
No, I have an RDR60's cousin. We can try to maybe do both with it.
is that the RQR80?
240.
240. Okay, and I have the another one that looks very similar to it called the RRQR80.
Well, we put all three together.
R.
RRR.
I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says "Ask me about my RRDR60."
Well, you look at that, Gibson. That's the 240. This is the 80.
Look, they all look alike.
They do, yes, don't they? They all use the same form factor, pretty much. Very, very similar.
Do we need 3 fingers to activate them all at the same time?
I'll go ahead and hit record.
No, we need 5 fingers.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, man. Okay. I guess
Ready?
you're-
Settle down. We're doing EVP. Marcy.
Hey, Jade, can I see your flashlight here real quick?
Marley, in the back of that t-shirt, you could say I EVP'd with it.
I love it.
And I said it first.
Yeah.
And I said it first.
All right, so we're gonna do a short EVP session here, maybe a minute or two, on all 3 of these recorders, and we'll play back. We'll see if we get the same results on all of them. Okay, so here's one. Oh, it's on the whole function there.
Sorry.
All right, all three are recording. This is our next EVP session in the ow, ow, ow room.
That's the flashlight making noise.
Yeah. That was Marley hitting my shoe,
I didn't
making
mean to
noise.
do that.
We're trying to establish communication. We're trying,
Dog
dog barking outside. Trying to communicate, trying to find out about Father Burning. Is it Father John Burning?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, John B. Burning.
John Burning, Father John Burning.
Was that somebody's stomach?
I heard it.
I heard a growl right here.
Yeah, I heard it.
Did you hear it?
Anybody have a stomach growl?
Oh,
No, I didn't.
You're not in
No.
trouble.
Kyle, no.
You are so
Irene?
busted for your stomach. No, I'm kidding.
And when I read about him too, I never heard him referred to as father, heard him referred to as Reverend John B. Burning.
No, it
That
says on
was
his
my
John B.
grade.
It says on his grade,
It does,
BR,
okay.
doesn't it? Brother,
I don't know.
or
man.
FR, father. FR. That was a whisper. Laugh.
Okay. Father Burning, Father John Burning, Reverend Burning, the guilty party who lived in this rectory.
Shame on you. You are a man of God. You're supposed to protect the innocent, not take advantage of them.
People entrusted,
Dog
Dog.
barking.
people entrusted you with their faith, came to the church as a place of sanctuary, not a place of torture.
Snip.
You've took away the innocence of many
Dog.
many children.
Alright, the middle one has stopped
I
recording.
just turned off, yeah.